What would you think if a person came to you claiming they have seen a ghost? There have been multiple people throughout the years that say that ghosts do not exist. But then there also have been multiple people saying that ghosts are real and walk the plane we walk because they have unfinished business that they need to complete. But to certain people, they have sworn that they have seen and spoken to ghosts before. What I believe is that ghosts are real, and they walk with us with stories of the past and histories that can help pinpoint what has happened in the past. They can give us information on past events and how to help prevent a reoccurrence of it happening again. In my personal experience, I do believe in ghosts and I have seen them. I've seen a total of 13 spirits in my entire life of 29 years. The first one I have seen was my father's mother, who passed away before I was even considered. She turned up in the middle of the night when I was 6. At first, I thought it was my mom who had the same stature and height. But once she covered me up with my blankets, I turned over to see my mom fast asleep next to me. It would have been weeks later, after that, I got to see an actual picture of my grandmother. I told my dad of seeing the ghost, and he confirmed that it was his mother. The next 3 ghosts were my dad's father, again, passed away before I got to meet them, a child who passed away from a car accident outside my middle school, and then at 18 years of age, my father. He had passed away in his sleep of a heart attack, and I was blaming myself for his death. He talked to me and told me that when I saw him, that it wasn't my fault. I have since seen multiple others and my dad and my mother's father repeatedly since my first sighting. I have since my first ghost sighting researched into the paranormal and realized that there are multiple places that have hauntings and people who have seen them. I felt that I wasn't the only person who was able to see them. I researched places and their histories and found that a lot of tragic places have had a lot of tragic histories. Most of these places, like Linda Vista Hospital, Waverly Hills Sanitarium, and Alcatraz Prison, have very dark pasts and are considered highly haunted by people. Places like these are known worldwide as haunted, but there are other places that are haunted that aren't greatly known, like Athens, Ohio, and the former Riviera in Las Vegas. I've ended up finding that 5 cemeteries in Athens, Ohio, create a pentagram with a college in the middle, in the dead center of it. The college in question has hauntings that only the students of this college knew about. Skeptics through the years have tried everything to cover up the information, proving them wrong. Many have failed because of the proof that has come up repeatedly, proving what these spirits have been leading others towards. Many people have said that they have unfinished business to correct on a certain level. These spirits keep trying to tell us things that have happened by reliving what has happened to them when they were living. A great example of these is the tunnels in Edinburgh, where many people have said to hear people talking, working down there, still years later. A child's voice can be heard crying repeatedly in these tunnels. It was found through little paperwork that the child was murdered in the tunnels by a former butcher who used to hack dead bodies. It was also been proven by items like Annabelle the real doll, Harold the doll, and Robert the doll that spirit attachments are trying to tell us what has happened. The most famous folklore about ghosts today have truth behind them as well. There are ghosts of women on highways that are looking for their families and children who were in car accidents that led to information about people who lived on after they were thought dead. Many people who look for deeds or information on their family history are visited and alerted to things that they normally would have missed. We can be told a lot about our own histories through these entities, but it depends on if we have our minds and hearts open to these things. Instead of being scared, frightened from seeing these things, we can understand a lot more. There are a lot of missing pieces to our past that these things hold to themselves that are refused to give to know because they are ghosts and things we do not know. Getting to know and research about these creatures have better helped me to open my eyes to the things that there are greater than us. There are a whole other world out there that we are barely tapping into. What we need to better understand. If we open our minds, we will be able to see how things were over thousands of years ago and not just rely on the bones of our ancestors. If we learn history about the places we have lived in or how people of the past lived, through this we will have a better understanding of our planet and how to help it. The missing pieces are held by these ghosts, and we can obtain this information for good by just listening. If someone had asked me as a child if I believed in ghosts and the paranormal before I had seen my grandma, I would have said no. But now I can say yes, that they do exist, and yes, they do walk among us every day and everywhere. We just have to look for them. Ghosts live around us, and it's not hard to just look. A shadow walking past us when no one's around, a whisper in the dark. These are the spirits trying to tell us something. They're trying to open our eyes, and we just have to listen. I know before I even saw my grandmother that I was a skeptic, that I would have said no. But after seeing these many ghosts, most recently being of a little girl that attached itself to me from Sacramento to San Francisco, I believe in ghosts. My husband didn't believe me when I told him, but now he believes me because I seen his mother, and his mother died when my daughter was barely a newborn baby. Ghosts exist, and it just depends on how we listen to them. Thank you.